with everything, disengage from disengaging itself, uninvolved within the uninvolved itself for everything. There is no need to waste time to do it one or two at a time. Share the essence of the enlightenment, cut through the cutting itself simultaneously. Disengage from disengaging itself right away. Unroll within the unroll itself right away. Know is not know itself right away. There is no need to do it one or two things at a time. The essence of the enlightenment is simultaneous cut through the cutting itself. It's not about cutting something. To cut something is used by the delusion, used by the desire. That's not true cutting. The true cutting is the cutting that cuts through itself. That's giving extinction totally. It's not about attempting to cut. True cutting is giving ending to someone who is cutting and attempting to cut itself. True cutting is cut through the cutting itself. It will give ending to the tempting to cut and the cutting itself in the same way as mind or disengaging or not attaching. Therefore, let's be decisive within itself. Let's not fall further to delay further and further. Which one is it? Is it going to be following the enlightenment or being deluded to knowing? The enlightenment is cut through the cutting itself. It's not about cutting at the knowing. What is it that is used for cutting in such a way? Cut through the cutting itself will give ending to the cutter itself and the tempting to cut. Nothing is left. Ending the disengaging and the tempting to disengage itself. This is subjected to the following of enlightenment or the delusion to know. We don't need to teach about knowing. Listen well. When you listen well, you will realize that you be enlightened that there is nothing to be cut. Uninvolved within the uninvolved itself, there is no need to uninvolve with anything. Disengage from disengaging itself, there is no need to disengage from something. This is all of the essence of self-cutting. This is all about the essence of the enlightenment. There is not much. If it's much, then it's not cutting, not true cutting. Even a tiny bit that is left is not true cutting. Therefore, don't be much taken into account. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of delusion. Let's end within no time. Not attached to the non-attachment itself. There is no need to detach from anything, this and that, to create much in itself. Let's end within no time. No need to go into old age. Cut through directly. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind are just practicing the delusion to know. This is samsara within the gates of perception. Let's end the cycle of becoming. The circling is samsara. Samsara of features of samsara. Samsara is so much so within the gates of perceptions. Therefore, use the essence of cutting within the cutting itself much more. Any sentences don't grasp themselves anyway. They discard themselves anyway. Disengage from disengaging itself. The true disengaging that has no obligation to disengage from itself, from anything. No grasping even from the non-grasping itself, without obligation to not grasping. This is the assume that purifies itself. Let's not assume up something and create samsara from it. All the words are the assumed, are made up. However, let's end within the sayings themselves so that they will not become samsara, enabled to end within no time. The delusion to know is not needed to be taught, because each time, each moment, there are the proceed within itself through the delusion. It's the delusion to know that is there already. Let's end the education. Let's end the delusion to know. It's not about trying to end it. Step back. Not attached to the non-attachment itself. My is assumed words. Is to give ending to the samutai, the cause of suffering and the suffering. It is the terminologies that give ending to circling of samsara. That's why step back to my. Through my, how is it? It has to my from my itself, not attached to the non-attachment itself. The my cannot be substantial. It cannot become anything within itself. My cannot be substantial to my, because that is endless. It's unending. How can it be? My has to my from itself, not attached to the non-attachment itself. That is self-purification, cut through the cutting itself, ending within the ending itself. Let's not become tempting to end. It has to end within itself. Let's be decisive.